I blew up my wedding by uninviting my groomsmen after a wild bachelor party went too far, and now I have no idea how to face my fiancé. 2 weeks ago I, 26 male, had my bachelor party. I was very hesitant about having one in the first place, mainly because I don't like the connotation and expectations behind a traditional bachelor party. My best man and all my groomsmen knew this. We've known each other for a very long time, since childhood, and we're all super close. Before I met my fiancé, I was not a good person. I manipulated and used women, intimately and emotionally, all the time, and thought it was cool and fun. This was partly because of my, then, unresolved trauma from women in my childhood. When I graduated from college, I started taking care of myself. Physically, emotionally, and most importantly mentally. I was able to afford therapy and really worked hard on myself to change and become a better man. My best man knew about this, and has followed my journey and has been generally very supportive. He too has started to see how toxic our behavior was and is basically more or less on the same path to becoming a better person. Our other friends, not so much. But it's not something that affects our friendship, and they are much better with their behavior in comparison to when we were younger. I met my fiancé shortly after the changes I made. My fiancé really helped me heal from my trauma and has embraced me with all my flaws. I feel so loved and cared for, and she's the one I want to spend the rest of my life with. Not to mention that her family has welcomed me since day one. I've opened up to her about everything. She knows about my past, and she's well aware of my friend group and how they are. She ended up actually encouraging me to have a bachelor party so I wouldn't miss out on a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I told the boys I didn't want anything to do with strippers or strip clubs or any variation of exposed or semi-exposed girls. They agreed. We went to a hotel with a casino and gambled for most of the afternoon. In the evening we went back to our room and drank some more, and by the time it was 8 or 9 p.m. I was completely wasted. This is where things took a turn for the worse. My groomsmen were talking to a group of girls when we were gambling in the afternoon who were doing a bachelorette party. They invited them to our room and they showed up at 9. So when they showed up, things got crazy. We all went to a club, at which point I pretty much blacked out. I remember telling my best man to take me back and that I didn't feel good about being this drunk at a club, but he just sort of shrugged and laughed it off. Next thing I remember is coming in and out of consciousness while one of the bridesmaids from the other party was unzipping my pants in her hotel room. I tried to push her away but kept blacking out, and I even mustered enough energy to say out loud, "Please stop, I don't want to." She kept going and I ended up finishing. When I woke up the next morning I was back in our hotel room. I thought I had a terrible nightmare, but I slowly started remembering everything. I began to have a panic attack. I woke everyone and tried to find out what happened. My groomsmen were being extremely dismissive and not taking it seriously, but I pressed until one of them admitted that they thought it would be funny to convince one of the bridesmaids to take me back to her room and give me one more night of fun before I become trapped. I was heated and freaked out. I left without them and have been staying with my cousin until I figure out what to do next. I called my fiancée and told her I need to postpone the wedding. I need time to think. The boys and my fiancée have been blowing up